Welcome back to Uzi Talking 2 with part 7 with me, Jeff Ollerhead and Eddie Williams. We were getting political because this is where Eddie obviously stands out on Facebook with all his views. What we were saying before was, you know, today's government, if it was treated as a business, it would definitely fail. Eddie,
They've
all been sacked. Just going on to about when we first grew up and where we are today, do you ever feel like an Englishman, as you were saying?
Well, I wanted to leave Brexit and all that. I wanted to leave because I've never been an Englishman. Ever since I was born, I've been a European. But I'm a European, but you go to Europe, you get treated like an Englishman. You're not a European. You say, oh, we're all one, we're all part of it, this, that, and the other. But not. We were always the island. You can be a European in this country, and then you go to France, Spain, Germany, you get treated like an Englishman, not like a European.
And how do we get treated?
It's just the way they categorise you. They think we're like the poor brother or the poor cousin or whatever, do you know what I mean? That's how they think of us. But they're all bollocks without us. And they literally are bollocks without us. We're the smallest island and all this. But who did he think? Do you know what I mean? Who do you want to call? Call England.
Call England.
You know what I mean?
If the shit hits the fan.
Exactly.
Because we have got the argument is now, because he's trying to get rid of the British forces slowly, they're declining.
Well, this is the thing I was looking at the other week. I thought they want one big army, don't they? But now we're out. The British Army, best army in the world. The best army, the RAF, the Navy. They can't beat our services. The Americans, they've got the volume, all right, but they're just lunatics, aren't they?
Yeah.
But the British soldier, any British service person is elite to any other, I think. They always have been, they always will be.
Discipline, training and intelligence, I'd say.
Up the lip and all, we'll have a cup of tea and we'll go to battle.
We'll discuss this matter further. But do you know what I was going to say to you now? I mean, you must, because you see poverty on the streets and you see homeless, British people on the streets. What's your views with, because you live near, well, the hotel where they're putting all the illegal,
I thought you were going to say you live on a poverty-stricken estate.
I wouldn't say that.
Just because the pandemic's on and look like Leo Sayer, a Viking version of Leo Sayer.
That's great. No, we were saying about the putting them up in hotels and...
yeah, it's all the immigrants and all that, you know. You come over here, I mean, look at people on the dole over here, what do they get off them? They get nothing, you know. These immigrants, now, don't let this look like I'm having with all the immigrants, because they're not. No, they've got a cause.
Yeah.
So, but what are they trying to do? They won't get nothing off the French, the German, the Italian, they won't get nothing off them.
Well, why not?
They come here, and they get a house, and well, look at them in Oil League and everywhere, they're all getting put up in hotels. But like you just said, we've got soldiers kicking on the streets. In Liverpool, you just walk around Liverpool, there's plenty of homeless of our own people kicking on the streets. And it's not a racist thing. This is where people confuse it. They say that you're being racist and all. I'm not racist at all. I've got black friends, I've got Muslim friends, I've got everything, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not racist, but if it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, so why are these getting housed in houses? And you see it down London's the worst for it. They're living in mansions. You can't buy a house in London for less than 200 million quid, whatever it's up to now.
Yeah.
But these immigrants are living in them.
And they've never paid a penny.
And they've never paid a penny into. Look at the likes of my dad and all that now. They've worked all their lives, paid into their pensions. They've robbed the pensions. They've robbed their pensions. They've got to work another 2-3 years now from what they used to, because you've got to find a way of paying for all this. Now, is this why they want to bring everyone here so that they look like to the whole world? Look how good England is, look what they're doing for all these people. But we're paying for this, you know. So why not? All right, if they've got to come here for a purpose, they've got to come here, but why not use them? Put them to work. Don't just put them in a house. These are all young people, these are young families.
Fit them where,
There's nothing wrong with them. They're not disabled, they're not dying. They haven't been shot and all this caper. They use whatever excuse to get here, which is fair enough, but once you get here, all right, put them up till you can sort them something out. But give them a job. Say to them, right, here's your number. We've all got a national insurance number.
Yeah.
Give them their number and say, right, what do you want to do with your life? Look at the streets outside. The council are doing nothing. There's nothing being done. I was looking by our house the other day, the green, always been cut and all that. It's about that high. There's weeds all over the street. The pavement's breaking up with the weeds growing through. They're not doing nothing. The councils have been robbed, of all this money. They're not getting no money.
So where's the money going?
Well, I don't know. That's your mate. What's his name? The Evertonian fella, Chippy Tits. Right? He's been watching too many American films, him. I see he's got his arm up his back, hasn't he? Hey, he's got a nice house. But
that's where
put these people to work. Give them a job. There's, the people are saying you can't get a job anymore. You can't get this. Why can't you? Because it's all been shipped off to Poland and everything. What did we have on the Whittle? Yeah, here's the Whittle for you. We had Scribs, we had Cadbury's, we had Champion Spark Plugs, we had Manor Bakeries, we had...
Big export companies.
What else were the other ones? There was all kinds around. Where'd all them gone? They've moved all them out. They've all gone to Poland. Cadbury's is going to Poland. But all they want to do on this, especially around here, what I've noticed because of where I live. I mean, look at Vauxhalls. They're shutting Vauxhalls now. That's going to Poland. How many people worked in Cadbury's?
My mother.
How many people worked in Scribs? How many people worked in Champion Spark Plugs and all the rest of them?
A lot of communities.
All this is going.
Yeah.
They're building more houses. Where are all these people going to go to school? Where are all these people going to work? You go to Liverpool tunnel, 7 o'clock in the morning, you can't get through that tunnel. You go to Ellesmere Port, you can't get off that junction because everyone's travelling to where there's work. So they're all coming from here. Look at the flood. They're building houses on all this green land. Everywhere's flooding and people are kicking off. My house is flooded and all that. Oh, you knew it was going to flood there. But, do you know what I'm getting at? There's no jobs for the people anymore because they're all getting exposed. Now, look at the Poles who've all come over here to live. All them are going home. They're all pissing off home. I know loads of them. And there's a wagon I was showing something the other day. He's going back home. Because they were on shite money. They were on shite money over there. So they come here to earn money, which is fair enough. Yeah, we go, I went work in Germany, but worked all over the world. I've got a problem with people coming to work.
Trying to work, yeah.
But they're now all pissing off to their own country because all our business has gone. You find me anything. You go in the shop and you find me something what says made in Great Britain. Because you'll be there a while.
China, no, isn't it?
You'll be there a while. Yeah. Nothing gets made here anymore. There's nothing made. And they're going on, we need Europe. We don't need no one. We used to have Triumph. We used to have... Vauxhalls, American and all. We had our own cars, the trucks, we had the ERX, Fodens,
Well, we invented the Industrial Revolution. Yeah. Let's face it, from Manchester. Yeah. That's where it all stemmed from, and now we were the leaders.
Here's in Brad Kingdom, now he built out of the country.
We were the first
people used to look at us. Well, what did the Americans come here for? They come here to look at what we've built and how we've built it and all that. We live in a fantastic country. And it's getting shit on. It's getting shit on. That little map, the picture of our country, they should change it to that shit emoji. Just planted next to the Euro. Yeah. Shit. Because they've turned it into a shithole. And it's criminal what they're doing.
So that's what I'm saying. So somebody somewhere has got to take the blame. And when you vote, look, great stuff. When you vote for somebody, you expect them to change it all, which they can't do. I always say that, and this is the thing, if there's a workforce, say if you haven't got a job, you join a workforce, right? I.e., in our community, there's fields out there, fields can be harvested, for the food shortages. Go plant the food, go plant seeds.
It's all going out the window. It's all going out the window. It's like this, the unions, for example. This country was a big union thing. People say it was a bad thing, people say it wasn't. People stuck together back then. People won't stick together now. People are ready to stab you in the back for 20 quid, mate. Shell. Best tanker job you'll ever get, driving a tanker. This was years ago. Now these fellas had fought for them. We're not working for that, we're not working for that. They got the best wages, they got this, they got that. The union sorted everything out. It was a fantastic job. And they had the best lives. They were then coming to the end of their career. So what did the management do? They offered them £700 to sell their union card. They were queuing around the block to sell a union card because they only had 2 years left. Now,
I'm out of it. Yeah.
now you might think, oh, well, I'd have sold that for I would not. What about my son who's coming into this job? Because I'm selling his rights down the fucking river here.
Yeah.
Not mine. I've only got 2 years to go. I couldn't give a shite. So that's 700 quid, what you're going to go and cash in, is your son, your mate's sons, your cousins.
Right to say.
That's their right, what you fought for, and you've got the best job you'll ever have, and you're flogging it for 700 quid. And this is how people are now, they're that selfish. They won't stick together. This is what I like about the French people, they'll stick together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this country, it's like the unions. I mean, look at these union fellas. You know, they come from nothing, they're great leaders and all this, but what are they doing now? They're all living in mansions and all this. They're not living in the shithole where they come from. People forget where they come from. They forget their values, they forget where they come from. You give them, there's an old saying, he took the king's shilling, didn't he? And that's what people do. You know, you go to any business.
I'm all right, Jack.
Yeah. If one of the bosses brings someone over and you go, listen, if I pay you this, then fuck them. And I couldn't be like that. I couldn't sell me mates down the river, but this is how people are now. And this is how the government and these big £1 billion businesses look at it. Look at Centrica. They've given them all new, this is British Gas, they've given them all new contracts and they've all gone on strike and they're saying, well, you're getting fired. And what they're doing, they've called it fire and rehire. What they're doing, they've given them a new contract. And what do they want to do? They want to give them the same money they're on now, but they've got to work more. They want more hours.
Oh my God, isn't inflation going up? Yeah, do you get what I mean? So there's
who's getting the money? Because we're not seeing none of it, are we? These councils and all that, the places are shit, it's falling apart. But this is how they want it, you know what I mean? And this is how these Tories have got them by the bollocks. They love it all, big businesses and all that. Fair enough. Business is a business. Yeah. You've got to run a business as a business, but run the country as a business. You know, sort the place out. Let's get it all in order. Let's all be singing from the same hymn sheet. Let's all be getting what we're due. Do you know what I mean? Not fucking robbing us the way they are. And it's all wrong. It's
wrong. It's totally wrong. Just going on from that, right? Because as you said, with the British people, we all used to stick together. Yeah. And we always, that's just, you know, in these hard times now, as they say such, when do you think this whole sort of pandemic, okay, we've got behind the doors, what about the local businesses, like the pubs, they've got to close, haven't they? So what are they going to do when all this is over?
I don't think they want the pubs anymore. I think that's what that's all about. I think they want to do away with the pubs.
That's where all great ideas came from.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's community. It's
the commoners' domain, the pub, isn't it? It's a commoners' domain, you know, where you meet and they want to knock that out of you. They're knocking all the. I mean, if we didn't have Facebook and that today, you wouldn't be able to communicate with people. But they're just knocking anything to do with the ones
the hospitality.
Yeah. They don't want you. They don't want you mixing.
They don't want you mixing and discussing ideas. And obviously, they're going to obviously unfuck the tax, aren't they? You know, stuff like that.
Like I said before, I don't know why they haven't got a sheriff anymore. You know, come and tax you for everything. But it's like drugs. You know, the only reason drugs is that you've got people raping women and messing with kids and God knows what. They're getting 3 years jail. You've got fellas dealing drugs, which is a commodity. Well, I don't say drugs, but you know, most people do nowadays, and it's a commodity. It's, you know, but they can't tax it. So, oh no, give him 20 years. He's a drug dealer, he's done this, that and the other. And it's another thing. You know, people have got businesses, this, that and the other. You know, you see people, you know, on this Facebook and all this, and you know, my business is doing so well, I've got this, and I think, failing to say, like, you know, you used to be a drug dealer, that's where the money's come from. You haven't done well in your fucking business. You done well as a drug dealer, but you forgot about that. You know, let's have it right. That's where the money's come from. You haven't earned it. But people forget where they come from, you see. You know, they forget. You give someone It's like, for instance, like I said before, if I won the lottery, I'd probably spend it all in a fucking year. I'd probably give it all away. But these certain people, I know a lot of rich people who are nice people. Certain people get money and they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to behave. You know, certain people. Yeah, they look down. You should only look down on someone when you're helping them up. But these people, they want to crush people. You know what I mean? It's they forget themselves. And this is how these Tories, that's what I was saying to you before, these middle class people have forgotten that they were middle class. They think they're a bit better now, they think they're a bit more. So they voted Tory and they voted them in. And they've realised now they've done the wrong thing, I think. Because this country's smashed.
Smashed as it is. Thank you very much for watching me, Jeff Ollerhead and Eddie Williams. Thank you very much. Stand by for more tales. Take care.